Hey there. This is Jason Elliott with Sean Z. This is Common Construct, folks.
Dude, you're Don Alvarez, baby.
You know, like I was telling you yesterday, I was looking forward to, just looking to game 2. I mean, we came out flat.
Did you think the game was over?
I kind of did. I mean,
because the last text I sent you before I think you fell asleep, I'm like, Verlander's getting rocked.
Yeah. And he was. I mean, six earned runs.
In the playoffs, his record's not that great, but his ERA is straight.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, it's also, him and a lack of run support, that he's had. I remember watching, the World Series, I think it was 2006, and I think he just kind of, didn't really have it, that game, and, and in the World Series, his record's not that great. He doesn't even have a win in the World Series. But
well, he gave up that huge home run to Juan Soto in Game 6, right?
I think he did, I believe.
Yeah, I think so. Or he gave up a huge home run, but we were talking,
Nationals,
dude,
yeah.
How can you hate on the Astros at this point?
No, and it's like this. The scandal was, 5 years ago, okay? And I'll say this. The Astros weren't the only team that was cheating. There were other people that were doing it. The Astros got caught. Well, actually got ratted out by a disgruntled former teammate.
What's that name of that guy again?
Mike Fiers.
Just wanted to let people know.
Oh, yes. And he's playing in the Mexican League right now.
Kenny Powers style.
Yeah, and so the thing is, they got ratted out by him because we just rocked him. And I think he got pissed off and just offhand mentioned, oh, hey, the Astros were cheating. And, we were made the scapegoats and everything. And they try to, frame us as the bad guy. Okay, listen. Baseball's sign stealing has been around for a long, long time. It's been around for a long, long time. Now, the Astros are not the first team nor the last team to do it.
Why don't they go to just earpieces?
I'm not even sure, but
because before Yordan Alvarez hit that home run in the 9th, when they brought the new pitcher in, they were just going over some statistics, I believe, on the iPad. I thought that was state of the art.
Yeah, and they've been doing that for a while. And, the Yankees were caught cheating and everything. And Josh Reddick even said when he was with the Dodgers, they were cheating.
Dude, I mean, there's pitchers that use the
pine tar.
You can see a huge drop off when they're not using it.
Yeah, a spin rate like Garrett Cole. Garrett Cole got rocked.
But bro,
he stopped.
They stopped checking as much. They lightly tap the hands now. They don't give a shit.
Well, and there was a huge controversy with Joe Musgrove, who was a former Houston Astro, and who said that he doesn't, he looks at his 2017 ring with embarrassment and shame. I'm like, bitch, give that ring back and that playoff money back. You
know why he's saying that, in my opinion? Because he has new teammates and shit.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's just, playing to them and everything. But he even came out and said, hey, if you investigate all teams, you're going to find things you don't like, and that's true. But at the same time, it's like, dude, don't stop pandering.
Yeah, and at this point, we don't have Springer, we don't have Correa, we don't have a lot of people from the.
But we're still doing it,
and with people that weren't a part of that so-called scandal, so
they're getting
Yordan Alvarez. I mean, dude, none of these sports networks talk about baseball at all.
No, because the thing is,
in my opinion, NFL is not as good as it was last year, the year before. No. Even Tom Brady said it was a lot of bad football.
Yeah, like a lot of 2-2 teams, and his team is one of them.
Well, Texans, Jesus Christ, what are y'all doing, man?
Yeah, and we finally got our first win. But, yeah, baseball, that wild card, did you watch that wild card round?
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
That was fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Sunday.
Now, I will say this. The Astros came out, and Justin Verlander in particular, came out very rusty. 5 days of rest, while other teams were playing. So the thing is, the league is going to have to be more conscientious of how they dole out the rest days. I say no more than 3 days.
I think that's not a problem. I believe if you have a great home field advantage already, a better record,
But a lot of times that doesn't matter.
But sometimes it does.
Yeah,
it works out.
It can.
But at the same
for
time,
Game 7, yeah.
Pedro Martinez said on the post game, Verlander's not going to pitch like that again.
No.
Jose Altuve is not going 0 for 4.
No, they were rusty. that was too long of a layoff to give the division winners. I mean, look at the Phillies, just jumped out on the Braves and nearly lost, but the Braves came back and woke up.
Braves lost the first game.
Yeah, 7-6.
They won the second game.
They're playing right now.
Okay,
but the thing is, it's like, and the Dodgers, they won 5-3, but the Padres threatened.
Dude,
so
hey, you called the Padres being good, man. I'm happy they're in the playoffs.
yeah, I mean, and the thing is,
City of San Diego deserves it.
oh yeah, after the Chargers left, but and then in the Rockets before them, way back when. But
hey, quick shout out to those new Rockets jerseys. They're coming back from the San Diego. Those look sick. But
yeah, I mean, it's just you're seeing all these, especially with yesterday. I mean, they're gonna have to be more cognizant of how they dole out these rest days, because you can't. That's just giving the advantage to the wild card teams. Everybody's supposed to be on an even playing field, and that's why I say, they should make the playoffs just like the NBA and the NHL, where the wild card teams are going to be the lower seeded teams. They get in, they don't play each other, but they just play the higher seeded teams. That's how it goes. 1-8.
What happens in the MLB?
2-7. Well, it's just like this. I'm saying like a revamped playoff system. Okay,
no,
so
I agree with that. I don't think MLB is perfect.
No, so like the thing is, just kind of seed it the way that the NBA and the NHL do.
What do you think about the Astros having today off?
I don't think they should have two home games, then a day off of rest, then you go to the opposing team's home field, 2 games, and then rest.
Who had the best record in the AL?
It was us.
Why are we playing at 237?
We're not.
Yes, we are.
MLB want. Look.
Yes,
let me tell you something. New York and LA are king shit.
That's what I feel like they want you to think. The media, it's just like media and the news. It's like they're gonna push what they think is their narrative.
Yeah, and going back to the playoff system, Robert Flores from MLB Central. Shout out to the Houston boy, our Houston brother, Robert. I
saw
Flores.
him today.
Yeah. He said that the wild card teams should play a doubleheader.
Damn, that's a good point.
Okay,
because I get it because they'll be a little more tired, maybe.
Yeah, and the thing is, I guess I didn't really agree with that, because the thing is, that 15-inning game between Tampa and Cleveland, and I'm just like, well, but there's a way to do that. You play a day game, like at noon, whatever time zone they're in, they play at noon. Then they play in prime time. So they do get like a few hours rest and then come back and play.
What do you think about just taking away the wild card games and having another round?
Well,
or just expanding the
teams that get in.
Yeah, I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Have these playoffs.
I don't like playing games in the NBA either.
Well, but here's the thing. What you do is you just have it to where, okay, the division winners, 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever, and then you have those lower seeded wild card teams. And then they just have to play the division winners. Therefore, everybody plays at the same time, and nobody's having 5 days off and rusty as fuck. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm saying it
to a pitcher.
Oh, dude, that is
because they're routine oriented.
Yes, so and they pitch every 5 days.
Yeah, so
or 4 or 5 days.
That messes up their whole routine. But wasn't Verlander struggling going into the playoffs?
No, he was not.
He wasn't? Okay, I heard someone say that. No, that was for the playoffs, actually.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is...
But that's subjective. It depends on, like...
He
gave 2 runs.
Very well.
Like in a previous game years ago, he gave up 2 runs, we lost.
Yeah.
That's subjective.
And he probably didn't even get run support.
Right.
But he had a no-hitter, like I think in his last game. He pitched very, very well. And he had a no-hitter, when they took him out after 5 innings. But he was on a pitch count because they were trying to save him for the playoffs.
It's just irritating to me because in the National League, when the Astros were there, we were always that 12:30 game, the first game, Braves, Astros.
Look, I guess it's punishment.
We're a bigger market. It's not a punishment. I just think they don't respect our viewers. But if you look at the numbers, Texas, Dallas, Houston, Austin, San Antonio, we give a lot of viewers to like Sports Center, Fox Sports Net, but they use that and pay attention to other teams that are not doing so well.
That's just New York and LA, because like a lot of attention was given to Aaron Judge, breaking the single season home run record.
What's your opinion on Aaron Judge?
I thought it was great. I mean, Judge is a cool dude, man. I mean, I like him, even though I'm not a Yankees fan. But and they were saying that like he's the real home run king,
In the American League, yeah.
well in the league because remember he had 62.
Bonds is still my guy.
Yeah, and they're saying that Bonds is not because
Take 20 off. I don't care. He's still my guy.
Yeah, because they're saying that he used steroids, and then Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa used steroids.
Have you seen that video on YouTube? I know you've seen him I saw him when he played in Pittsburgh, but
Yeah,
he was hitting home runs just as far.
yeah, and he was a great player.
Yeah, steroids are not. You could just play it off as he probably did steroids.
He just had natural talent.
Exactly.
That's
small bat.
Well, but here's the thing: he in high school, they say Barry Bonds was just a cut above everybody else. Like he didn't. They said he was kind of arrogant, but he knew that he was just better than other players.
And why would they want to tear down a black athlete like that?
Well, look, Mark McGwire was a white athlete, and they tore his ass down. Maybe not to the degree that they did Bonds.
Well, Bonds gave it back.
But here's the thing, though. Bonds broke that record from Mark McGwire. You have to remember, he hit 73. Mark McGwire hit 70.
Damn.
And Sosa hit 66. So the thing is, plus with Mark, I mean not with Mark McGwire, but with Barry Bonds, his transformation was huge. He didn't use steroids in his younger days. He didn't start using steroids until like 98. So he was about 34. So he was mid-30s, still relatively young.
I was listening to this doctor that was on Rogan, and he was talking about steroids. You're not going to be able to, if you don't have talent, you don't have talent.
Yeah. I mean, and the thing is, Bas Rutten even said this for all those MMA
Greatest
guys.
kickboxer ever?
Yeah. El Guapo. Yeah. He even said, steroids are not going to save you from getting knocked out or tapped out. I mean, it doesn't really matter how much you dope up. You can still be susceptible to getting your ass beaten.
But people see what the media puts out, and they don't have people coming on and saying, well, this is actually what it's doing.
Yeah.
The people.
There's a lot of misinformation.
I know, but the fans who are complaining about it may be getting a knee surgery and they're going through physical rehab, getting steroid injections themselves.
And that's what steroids were to recover, for recovery.
Like it should be for recovery. Dude, 162 games.
Yeah, and pro wrestlers too. That's a lot of them were using it for the look. Because hey,
would you rather pro wrestlers? I mean, both are kind of, but would you rather them be hooked on pain pills, or would you rather them be using a little bit of HGH?
A little bit of HGH, because listen, as you get older, it gets harder in the gym. To achieve that look that Vince McMahon wanted. Vince McMahon cultivated that environment. He loved the big guys. That's why you saw Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, getting pushes.
Hey, that's a good segue. How do you think Logan Paul's doing in the WWE?
I think he's doing fucking awesome.
I think he is. I think his acting is he's not overacting. He's being himself.
He knows where his bread is buttered. I mean, I think
it's good for the sport.
Jake Paul, the boxer?
Yeah.
Okay, he's talking about fighting Anderson Silva too.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Hopefully someone will fucking fight the guy. I mean, last dude pussed out.
Yeah.
His dad said, what was his name? Do you remember?
I forget. He was like
Rasheem. Yeah, but his dad was like, my son doesn't train. Like when your dad says that, like, oh shit. And then Tommy Fury to his little brother, or Tyson Fury to his little brother Tommy, he was like, yeah, if you fight and lose, you're not going to be a part of this family. It's something like that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, hey, whatever. But back to the Astros. I think Jordan didn't even get the top play on ESPN. It was some hockey highlight or something like that.
Greeny on ESPN Get Up this morning, he's like, I wanted to save this game for last, and they showed the home run, and they went right back to the Yankees.
Yeah.
And then, dude, I'm sorry, I love Skip and Shannon, but how many Dak Prescott fucking topics can you do?
God,
he's not interesting.
No, and the thing is, it's like this. The Cowboys will do well, and then they'll probably fuck up in the playoffs.
But I think we're getting to that point. Nobody cares.
Yeah, and the thing is, just give the Astros their respect. I mean, they snatched victory from the jaws of defeat.
And not just that.
Down to the last out. And Jeremy Pena.
Yes. That's
slider.
overshadowed by Jordan, of course, but he came up clutch.
That slider that he didn't give up on, and to me, he's growing up in the playoffs. I mean,
I agree.
And hey, you know what? Sorry, Carlos Correa. You know,
you're an Astro for life in our hearts, but I mean the position's taken unless he goes to third and Bregman goes away. But
yeah, and the thing is, you know, he's making it all about money now. And I'm just like, hey,
yeah,
this kid.
Did you hear what he said?
Yeah,
Come and get me.
Yeah, like they're gonna have to pay me. And I'm just like, okay, whatever.
Bro, did you put up 40 home runs this year?
No.
Did you make the playoffs? I mean,
he's watching it from his couch in Minneapolis.
With all due respect, you can get that deal you want, but don't be a dick about it.
Yeah, and the thing is, to me, he's not a $300 million player. He's just not.
Do you think he could be if he worked harder and not got hurt? I think he is. I just think
I don't think he is. No,
I feel like he has that potential.
He's got that injury history.
Maybe
that injury history is what scares a lot of people away.
Well, yeah, injury-prone players is a very scary thing. But his ceiling isn't that high to give him that type of contract. Do you think?
Yeah, and like you look at other players like Jacob deGrom.
Okay,
he's made of glass too. Gets injured every year, yet commanding big dollars.
And this is why I like Yordan Alvarez, and I think the league fans around the league will enjoy this type of players because he's not juicing.
No, he's just a big motherfucker.
And he's lost some weight. He plays the right way. He's learned to hit, not just homer. He's becoming a better David Ortiz. I mean,
he was kind of like Pedro Serrano when he came in from Major League.
When he on the curveball, dude. I was thinking about him so much. I can't believe they're not the Indians anymore. But anyway, Yordan Alvarez didn't get the credit he deserved, but that's okay because it shows me he has a resilience to him because he had some injury issues.
Yeah, he had the knees in 2020.
And I'm so proud of him as a human being for coming back, and he's still a kid.
Yeah.
And you know what's funny? When I was watching the highlights when they were showing that home run, our local announcers call him Air Yordan, right?
Yeah, Todd Callis and Jeff Blum.
Yeah. Trader for the White Sox with that World Series.
Yes.
But he's an Astro.
Yeah, he's awesome.
It's just Air Yordan, and everyone was calling him Yordan Alvarez. It's like, man, you guys don't follow us. You don't know his real nickname. Any other sport, like Air Jordan or like King James, you got to promote your players within the league if you want your league to grow.
But the thing is, the MLB doesn't really market any player, really. They should be marketing Shohei Ohtani, the greatest, possibly the greatest two-way player ever. That's ever going to be.
What I like about him the most is his personality.
Yeah.
Very humble dude.
Yeah.
And he plays the game the right way.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
Do you think we'll see more two-way players like that?
You could, but I mean, Shohei's just setting a precedence. Is going to be he's going to be a tough act to follow if he keeps this up.
What is that going to do with contracts?
Well, he got a 30-year extension for arbitration, but he's going to command big dollars. But is he going to stay in Los Angeles and in Anaheim losing all the time? Fuck that. I mean, I think the guy wants to win.
I think he does too.
But
I think he's very smart. But LA, if you live there and you're comfortable, I can see you'll be like. Look at Mike.
Dodgers.
Look at Albert. Dodgers. Do they have the money?
Well, they've been spending money on everything else.
They just
Trey Turner, Mookie Betts,
Freddie Freeman. They spent last year.
Yeah, Freeman, Kershaw.
But with the Dodgers, bro, they're good. They're a good team. I have no doubt about that. You know, I don't care for them. Not because I'm an Astro fan. They're not farm bred. You know.
No, they're bought. They're store bought.
Exactly. Astros. Every player on our team is near. Yuri Gurriel, dude, came up clutch by the way yesterday.
Yes.
But dude, even though we're kind of depleted now in our farm system, like you told me a couple of months ago.
But the thing is, it seems like those people that we do draft and come up, they get good. You know, we have a very excellent player development system.
Expand on that. So how do they just focus on players' strengths, work on their weaknesses?
Yeah. And okay, Garrett Cole, for instance. Garrett Cole was not that 2019 pitcher when he first came here.
From Pittsburgh?
Yeah. And he was good, but not great. Yeah. And Brent Strom, who went to the Arizona Diamondbacks, he worked with Garrett Cole and got him to an elite status.
With or without pine tar?
Well, I think he was probably using that pine tar. Because when he stopped, he sucked.
Yeah, you could see a drop-off on his velocity.
And the thing is, with Joe Musgrove's spin rate increasing the way it did, he had to have been using something.
And either make it legal or don't.
Yeah, exactly. Don't beat around the bush. Don't straddle that line. You know,
just like with
steroids.
I mean, I'm sure it helps with players with their bats too.
Maybe, possibly.
Is there something different that could help a player with their bat? Because I
remember there was cork. Cork was that.
What does that do exactly?
I think cork made your bat lighter, I believe.
But
it made it because the bats are kind of heavy. That's why you see a player doing those practice
Can't you
swings.
use a shorter bat, like Bonds?
I'm not sure. I mean, you probably could, but that's why you see like a player would always, take those practice swings before he gets up in the batter's box, before he gets to the plate, because it makes the bat feel lighter.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, that bat's going to feel like a hammer, like a sledgehammer.
Oh, okay, yeah. That makes perfect sense. I just never really thought about it.
Yeah, warm it up, with a few practice swings.
But, I mean, that's what the beauty of baseball is. So if the pitchers have that, advantage, it's not fair.
No, it's fucking not fair. So they were trying to get in like an even playing field. One thing I got to, commend Manfred on.
You want to expand on that?
Well, okay, I guess he tried to have some parity with that, but he didn't really punish the Yankees for their sign stealing shit. And it came out what they were doing. They were cheating when we beat them in 2015, and they still couldn't beat us.
Dude, the Dodgers were cheating that year too.
Of course.
There was articles.
And the thing is, Josh Reddick even said, the Dodgers were cheating when I was there.
Josh Reddick, always an Astro, baby.
Fuck yeah, dude. Love him. He should either be a commentator or like an ambassador.
Dude, I just love because he was always like dipping. He was always filthy. And like, he wasn't, he's probably going to strike out most of the time
or pop out or whatever.
But then he'll come up with that hit. You're like, oh, thank God. I love Josh.
Yeah.
Wasn't he with the A's?
Yeah, he was before us, yeah.
Yeah, that's how I remember.
And he came out to Careless Whisper by Wham.
Dude, walkout songs. Are they the same as they used to be, you think?
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, it just all depends on like the mood and the preference of that.
It is so funny when like a player lost a bet and they have to come out to like a weird song.
Something that you
I'm
can't
a
even...
Barbie,
yeah.
That's hilarious. But MLB playoffs, there's just something different when
October baseball, man.
Why is there such a shift? Why, like, you see the stadiums of the playoff teams are all full, but during the regular season,
well,
except for the Astros, we got the best fans in the league with St. Louis.
Oh hell yeah, because there's 162 games, 81 home games. You pick and choose. You come out for the bigger teams like the Red Sox and Yankees and everything, and some of those hot teams, and then like for the rest of them, you're like, yeah, okay. And then they give away tickets. They have like the hot dog nights or the promotional nights.
My brother loves hot dog night.
Oh yeah, hot dog night's great.
Dude,
and then you got the promotional nights with the bobbleheads and the rings.
A lot of these stadiums though, they look nice. They're not. So the experience at the game. I love Fenway Park. I visited it.
I've heard Camden is very
Where's
cool
that at?
too. Baltimore.
I drove by it when I was there. It looks nice, but I can just imagine it's just like, man, this is kind of run down in this area.
Yeah, it can't look that way. I mean, the Astrodome was looking old and dilapidated by the time that they stopped playing there in '99.
But what's that? Minnesota Vikings have a badass dome. It doesn't look like a dome, but it's a dome.
Oh yeah, it looks fucking awesome too.
That's how you build a dome. But Astrodome, I
thought that they should have renovated it.
I never saw a game there. I only went to the rodeo once when I was a kid, but I saw a few games. I didn't like it.
Well, because the thing is, like,
I had nothing else to compare it to at the time.
Well, see, I've been to both parks, and oh boy, I remember the last time I was at the Astrodome was for WCW Monday Nitro back on December 7th, 1998.
Hell yeah!
And I'm looking at the Astrodome, I'm like, man, dude, they need to clean this place up, renovate it.
Bro, Houstonian himself, 50 Cent, wants to do something with it. You heard about that?
Well, they've been talking about doing something with it since like 2005. At first,
by the way, 50 Cent bleeds Houston.
Hells yeah, baby.
H-Town.
Yeah, he's no longer a New Yorker, and smart move on his part. He what do you call it? The Astrodome.
It's got to be turned into something.
Well, they were going to, at first, make a movie studio, which I thought was pretty cool.
Like a legit.
Yeah, like a legit movie studio. You can film whatever here. Hollywood productions, local productions, shit like that. And then they were talking about making like a hotel, in a ski resort or
I
something
heard
like
about
that.
that.
Yeah, they were
Or
talking
just
about
like a
that.
garden area people can walk around.
Yeah, something like an arboretum, I guess.
But with Houston, you got to take into mind that weather is not great year round.
Yeah, it will, especially in the summer, heat.
Yeah.
And keeping that ice, it's gonna a lot of electricity being spent. But they were trying to make a studio, but the Texas legislature is just so ass backwards, dude.
Dude, if the MLS ever gets better, maybe they can renovate it for the Dynamo,
Maybe. I mean, and to me, they should still have concerts there. But that's what you got Minute Maid Park for.
I mean, my lawyer went to NRG Stadium, and he said it's looking a little run down itself.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I went
And
there.
Toyota Center, I went for Bill Burr, the comedian. I was not impressed with the Lexus Lounge.
They're going to have to do some things there. And like, Tillman Fertitta needs to upgrade that.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, with NRG, I was looking at it, too. And
You saw it?
Well,
Like, you noticed it, I mean?
I was there for Metallica.
So straight.
And I'm looking at it. This is like 2017. I was looking at it for Metallica, and I'm like, dude, they need to do something with this because it's not looking great, dude.
I was just there for Coldplay, and I was like, okay, this is not what I imagined it was.
Yeah, and I went there for let me see, I went there for U2, and I was like, okay, they do need to clean this place up.
And in my opinion, the way you got to build future stadiums, you don't need to have all this high tech shit. I think you make a good stadium. You go to for me, I don't want to go to a movie theater and sit back and get served by a waiter. I want to go to a movie theater, sit in a regular movie theater seat, unless it's like a special edition or something, and enjoy it. That's where I think they F up. Like Levi's Stadium is supposed to be state of the art, but they ended up building it so far out of San Francisco. It's the furthest stadium located from the actual name of the cities it's with. Like it's in San Jose actually. And the
it's
sun,
like what 30, 45 minutes?
Yeah, and the sun beats straight down. There's no shadow.
Oh,
it looks ugly
sucks.
too. It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I remember when they had I think WrestleMania there. WrestleMania 34.
Dude, of course they would have it. They just need to make money year round.
Or 33, it was one of them, 33. And, they had it there. And I'm just thinking to myself, like some of the decisions like that they made, I'm just like, okay, whatever. Yeah, but I saw like the glare and everything from the sun. And I'm just like, this WrestleMania looks ugly.
No,
and I think
you're not the only one that
the
thinks
Chargers, I think the LA Chargers play in Carlsbad.
So they don't play SoFi? That's whack if they don't.
I think that's the Rams, I believe.
Dude, LA has minimal space anyway. Why?
Well, LA's a big ass town, dude. So
it's not a town; it's a huge metropolitan.
Yeah, well,
I know, but like, dude, they had to build that SoFi Stadium a certain way with the roof so airplanes wouldn't, the lights from SoFi wouldn't interfere with them flying.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think it's
to me they should have just left the Chargers in LA and in San Diego.
But Colin Cowherd was saying he sees that point, but they've already made more money in LA
because they were football hungry.
What about the A's? You think they're going to end up moving to Vegas?
Possibly, because the thing is, I don't really see, we saw it with that one game where there were like, maybe 5,000 fans there?
You see that person in the stadium getting jerked off?
Yeah. I've seen that in Toronto, too. Like, people were, like, actually having sex. And they didn't think that people would notice, and they ended up getting caught.
Hey, man.
But, look,
if you're thinking about doing that, you're going to get caught. It's not worth it.
And arrested. But, yeah, and that speaks about the current ownership, that the ownership does not give a fuck.
It's all about the bottom line.
Yeah.
It's just business. Like a James Dolan.
It's business. It's money. The thing is, okay, you could have, with the Warriors, winning titles and everything, that was the perfect time to kind of have their success bleed over to the A's. Kind of use that. True. Use that to kind of help the A's.
And I saw a tour of Chase Stadium, their new home. I'm not that impressed.
So Chase is where
the Warriors play now, and
I think they're going to be playing in Cisco, right?
No, that's the name of the Chase Stadium. Chase Arena is the new place they play.
Is it in Oakland or
San Francisco?
Oh, okay. Well, it's in San Francisco, yeah. So
yeah, it's just to me
moving it out of Oakland.
They'll wear the Golden State jerseys, but it's not the same fans, bro.
Yeah,
the oohs, the ahs. When you played the Warriors back in the day when they had that dunk competition, with Vince Sanity, they could be in the 12th in the standings. They could be 12th, but their fans show up to every game, appreciate every player.
Yeah, I mean, and that's just it. But you know, like you said, it's that bottom line. Money.
Bottom line, though, who do you think is gonna win Game 2 of the Astros?
I'm Mariners. Gonna say, you know what?
Who's this pitcher for the Mariners?
Oh, Luis Castillo.
Who do we got?
We got Fromber. Fromber had the 20.
Jose Urquidy. How do you pronounce the name?
Urquidy?
Dude, he in MLB the show. He goes to the Yankees in my league, and he's like 10-0.
Yeah, Urquidy is like scary under the radar good. He has trouble with the Mariners. I don't know what it is.
Is that the team for us this year? Like the A's were?
I think. Yeah, I mean they played us tough. We were 12-7 against them.
But we want to be played tough.
Because the thing is, look, there is no easy path to a championship. It just is. I mean, look at the Warriors when they beat us in 2018. They had to go to Game 7, and they would have lost Game 6 had Chris Paul.
That's a perfect example because the Warriors fans can be like, man, we almost didn't win that, but it deflated us as fans as the Rockets.
Yeah.
So that has to feel the same way for the Mariners and the rest of other teams in the league watching. That's like shit. That they had the worst game and they came back and won.
Exactly. I mean, you know, the thing is, you had us down. You had your foot on our necks.
Kyle Tucker didn't play that well either.
No, Jose Altuve didn't play that well either.
And people underrate Kyle Tucker.
Oh, yeah, dude. I mean, they need to extend him. But Altuve's not going to go over 4.
But Uriel's not going to homer every game.
Fuck no.
But, dude, he does play clutch in the fucking playoffs.
But that's the thing. I mean,
he's a playoff
Uriel. Yeah. I mean, and there's just some people who are just like that. I mean, like the guy we got from the Braves, Will Smith. He, you know, sucks in the regular season and then just turns it on in the playoffs.
You see Trey Mancini strike out in the 8th?
Yeah. Oh, man.
With that Italian face. I felt bad.
Yeah, and to me, I love Mancini.
Everyone does.
And I love Vasquez, too.
In the comments, bro, everyone's like, I'm so glad Mancini's in the playoffs.
Yeah, me too. Because he never would have made it had he stayed with the Orioles. But, yeah, I mean, the thing is, we had some guys come up big. We need to have guys come up big again. Bregman with the 8th inning 2-run shot.
Bro, so happy for him.
And then he had his little boy at the little press scrum. Yeah,
he pulled the stuff.
Yeah.
What do you think when athletes do that?
I don't think it's a ploy to get sympathy. I mean, it's just,
no, I don't think it is.
It's just, you know, hey, that's my son. I'm his fucking father.
Yeah, I would do the same thing if I had the opportunity.
Yeah, and that little boy is so cute,
dude. So Yankees are playing Guardians.
They won like 4-1 last night.
Who do you got coming out of that series?
I'm probably gonna say the Yankees, maybe like in 4 or 5.
I think they're gonna get swept.
You the Guardians? Yeah, I mean they're a scrappy underdog. You know they didn't
not because they're not good. I just think Game 1 probably they're tired. They got that first home run off Cole, even though he gives up home runs.
Yeah,
but dude, Judge is on fire. If Stanton can step up for them, hey.
Yeah, because Giancarlo Stanton is not really that great of a hitter. He swings a lot.
He's more Serrano.
Yes, he is. I mean, he strikes out a lot. You know, pops up a lot. The thing is, we are the boogeyman for the Yanks. I mean, Judge is going to get his homers.
I think there's a healthy respect on both sides.
Yeah, I mean, there is. But, you know, Brian Cashman needs to keep his mouth shut about cheating because your team was fucking cheating.
Yeah, but I don't think anyone's listening to him anyway.
No, because I mean,
not because
Yankees kind of sucked.
Just because of that, just because we don't get coverage for MLB, and I think that's got to change. Do you think we're gonna get as the years go on? I think Major League Baseball is getting its popularity back.
Yeah, I mean,
we have stars again, man.
Well, here's the thing: you have stars, but once again, the marketing is going to have to be better.
They haven't had an expansion team in like 15 years or something, or a team that moved. They haven't developed, and they say they want the Rays to have a new arena first. They want another team to have a new arena.
They don't want Tropicana Field anymore, and they're talking about they're talking about the A's. If they move to Vegas, that will be a team that relocates.
Dude, Vegas is a good city.
But, you know, they had the Washington Nationals. They came from, you know, Montreal.
Spurs. Dude.
Yeah.
That was a great franchise. Guerrero, baby.
Oh,
His son is sick. I like him.
Larry Walker, Vlad Guerrero, Pedro Martinez.
Oh, yeah.
Randy Johnson.
Randy's been everywhere.
Yeah, Jeff Blum.
Really?
Yeah, Jeff Blum came from the Expos.
What kind of player was Jeff Blum? Was he a journeyman?
Yeah, kind of like a journeyman player, you know.
Not bad, but who'd you compare him to in this?
if you could compare him to anybody on our team, maybe a Reddick, kind of, maybe a little better than Reddick.
Yeah, I would say so. He hit that home run in the World Series against us, dude.
Dude, that was a bad memory.
Oh man, dude. You know what's sad though? When we were in the World Series against the Dodgers, Skip and Shannon, we were the very last topic of Undisputed, and it was like a 30-second. Who do you got?
Well, and also,
But Skip loves baseball.
yeah. And here's the thing: I remember when we won it, they were talking about, oh, well, was it the Dodgers, just like being bad, or was it like, Dave Roberts making the wrong managerial decisions? It was that they didn't give us our due, and I'm just like, man, fuck you guys.
Hey, that didn't stop me from collecting 2 of those Astros World Champion hats.
Hell yeah, dude. And I mean, hey, I want another one again, dude. I want another championship.
And I think the feeling I get from this team, bro, is that they're not thinking ahead. They're thinking game by game.
Yeah, that's the way it should be.
And I think previously they thought it was, we're just going to get to the World Series and win. Well, that's just the energy I got.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. When you have that winning mentality, when you have an owner that's willing to spend and not cheap out, and you have great, personnel around you, player development, scouting, drafting. We've had some great draft picks.
Yeah. We had a lot of draft picks. One accidentally passed away. One had to get cut because he beat his girlfriend, right?
That was Roberto Osuna.
Ay.
And I think he was in the Mexican League too. Then there was, let me see, Mark Appel. And
we traded a bunch of people for Verlander.
Yeah, well, actually, no, he came from the waiver wire.
Okay, so what's the difference?
Well, you don't trade anybody. When they come from the waiver wire, you can just sign them.
You can pay or what?
Yeah, you sign them to like.
You don't have to buy them out like in soccer or something. We'll check on that.
I don't think so. No. You pick them up from the waiver wire and you sign them. You don't have to buy them out or anything like that.
But talking about good draft picks, sticking with Houston sports.
Oh,
where's
dude.
Jabari Smith Jr.? Is he hurt? Houston Rockets.
He was a little hurt because
Dude,
I think I read something about that.
Are you impressed with our preseason so far?
Yeah, man. I mean,
who Tari Eason for me is stuck out.
They're comparing him to a better Dennis Rodman.
Dude, I compare him to like a better Lamar Odom.
Yeah, one with his head on straight.
One that, not just that, but I think he has a better shot, and I think he gets the defensive side.
Yeah.
It's Ariza and Odom put together with the potential
He's a better rebounder, too.
And he can make the All-Star team in the future if he puts up 20 points a game,
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a good season, I think.
Do you think people are going to tank for Victor Wembanyama? That guy is sick.
And what's his name, Scoot?
He's good, too, but he's getting overshadowed by the 7'5" French man.
Yeah, I mean, should we tank?
I don't think we should.
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking
Our
about
history
that the
with
other day.
big men?
Yeah, I was thinking, we probably shouldn't tank just because, look, if we have an opportunity to improve, to go for it, to get to the playoffs, and even kind of fast track the development, I say go for it.
I agree.
I mean, the thing is, because, if we show, oh, damn, we're going to be a force to be reckoned with, players will want to come here.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah.
And Houston,
Look at the Astros.
we get free agents.
Yeah.
We miss, but we get free agents.
Yeah, and plus, the thing is, think about this. Houston is an attractive place to live and to be in.
Believe it or not, United States.
Yeah. It's not all about New York and L.A.
You don't come here for the sights. You come here, oh, shit, so this is how you really live.
Yeah,
This
you
is
come here for
life?
the atmosphere,
Holy shit.
man. The atmosphere. I mean, we don't have a lot of touristy stuff to do.
I'm glad we don't. I used to hate that, but when I hear from people, oh, man, you don't go to that part of L.A., you don't go to that part of New York, you don't go to that part of Chicago, that's your city.
But the thing is, think about the tourist attractions in L.A. and New York, and the places are already overcrowded.
Dude, when I was just there, I'm so glad once I was on that plane back, I just was not comfortable. You feel it.
Yeah, and the thing is, if you're born there, yeah, you'll love it. Or if you're, just conditioned, I guess, to love it, or
Well, people who loved it and were born there have moved a lot. A lot of people have moved out of that state.
well, the thing is, it's they got the homeless issue.
It's just way too expensive.
Yeah, and that too, because I think taxes went up again.
How? How do people survive, man?
2 and 3 jobs. Like, I was even wondering how my friend Jeffrey, survives, because he was trying to get me to move back out there. I'm like, no, I'm like, there's no fucking way that I'm gonna move out there, live in an apartment that's probably no bigger than a dorm room.
And Hollywood is like Chris Gore on Film Thread today was talking about Hollywood. You don't need Hollywood anymore. It's not they're messing up a lot of films. He was like the only Disney Plus show he really liked was season 1 of Mandalorian, and he calls it how it is in his own opinion. You like to see the benefit, like the positives and everything, and I appreciate that take too. But with him, he's been doing this Film Thread for years, so I mean he's not gonna give you bullshit. Hey, that was
he's not
good.
gonna sugarcoat.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. Alan, he is a little more like, let me just see what it's about. He gives everything a chance, and I respect that. And I think
What's the contrast between the two?
But even he, after a while, is like, listen, I can't do it anymore.
Yeah, that's why like Book of Boba Fett. I mean, that was just Mandalorian. What, 2.5?
I don't understand. Like we talked about this before, but Andor, the ratings aren't that great.
But it's a better show.
But why? You know why people aren't watching? Because of the past experiences.
Yeah, because they looked at they lumped in all those other Star Wars shows and like, okay, why should I invest in another?
Yeah, and if they're Andor has a bigger budget than Kenobi, I think, right?
Yeah, because
why?
That I do not know, man. That I can't really tell you, but
couldn't they have combined the two shows?
See, that's the thing, because like
Diego Luna is young looking. They're gonna make him look younger.
Well, I think this is kind of like at the same time, but or like maybe like there's some little bit of overlap.
Is there? And I know it's a good show. I know you like it. I'm gonna wait to binge it, but is it worth it?
What?
To have that show when you know what's gonna happen?
Well, I mean, you could say the same thing about Kenobi.
Well, Kenobi, I think we can agree they kind of.
Is it worth having all these fill in the blank shows when you know what's gonna happen?
Well, I think you told me Kenobi should have been a movie.
Well, it was going to be, and I guess they kind of, said no, we'll just make a TV show, because that new initiative was basically, I think they were going to have like they wanted to have a Boba Fett spinoff movie and then Mandalorian movie, but now that they control their own destiny, they can just have it as TV shows because it's low risk. If something doesn't work out, they can just axe it after the current season. The movie, they got the promotion, the marketing.
But that's not good for the fan base, in my opinion, because you got people on YouTube every day waiting, fiending just to criticize something. And a lot of people have the right because they are fans. They pay money. They've paid about toys. They've invested a lot of their time into these shows, these stories. And then for them to say, we're just going to take this take on it. Well, that was never the story of this story.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is, you got to give it a new spin or for something like a new.
I agree, but if it doesn't make sense,
yeah, I mean, but you just that's the risk you take,
and that's why some don't get approved for the next season.
Well, that's why some don't, get that that high approval, the great rating and everything.
The problem I have with She-Hulk is that it's such a great character, and the budget is so goddamn low. It's starting to piss me off. Because I think She-Hulk, Jen Walters, you'll see her in the movies, and
of course she better be.
No, I'm saying you will, but you're gonna actually see her full potential with the CGI, and actually her personality is gonna come through.
Oh yeah, and the thing is, you got to remember, TV budgets are smaller than movie budgets.
So that being said,
to me, I think that the CG does need to be improved a little bit.
It's gotten worse.
I don't think it's really gotten worse. In some instances in the last episode, it looked actually pretty good.
Dude, when she's in that lawyer outfit as She-Hulk, it does not look real.
I'll give you that. I mean, and the thing is, I was kind of looking at it, and I was watching a certain scene over and over and over, and I was like, does this look, the CG look real? And really, Sean, CG is still a new thing,
Not just that, everything is on back order with these orders for these movies, TV shows. For these guys are being overworked in the CG department, visual effects department,
and it's the schedule is so quick.
Yeah, I mean, we saw a huge leap from Wakanda Forever trailer 1 to the VFX
yeah.
to the trailer 2. So it takes time, it takes development,
Shit, yeah, it does.
and like you said, sometimes they'll change it afterwards when it's released already.
Mhm.
But even Thor: Love and Thunder, I was watching it again yesterday. I was just like, come on, Taiko, what the hell? This is something I can download on my phone and do the Thor Thunderbolt myself. But I think Marvel, at least they are giving us content. DC, dude, I'm going to say it. I think the Batman disappointed me just because it was slow. Visually, best Batman ever.
Mhm.
Zoe Kravitz Pattinson had no chemistry. Do you think that's true? If so, do you think it's because of the pandemic?
You know, the thing is, I think it is, and I think there was something that they said that like when they went back and filmed and stuff like that, it was just kind of like them having to kind of get back in the swing of things.
Did you start to notice like the scenes they probably filmed after COVID?
Yeah.
It was like 2 people
Yeah.
in a phone.
Well, and also, you know, you had to change a lot of things.
That's true.
So, you know, with the COVID, and that was when COVID was really peaking, you know, it was like at its worst. So you're having to kind of step back, you know, because like Catwoman and Batman, I mean, every time you see them, they're in each other's personal space.
Yeah.
And
You still don't know. I mean, one thing that came through from Zoe was that you don't know her intent.
yeah, and also this is the first time that they meet each other, so they're a bit leery.
But I'm comparing it to Dark Knight because that's basically year 2 for the Batman.
Yeah, I mean,
And because
but
a lot of the interactions with Gordon was very similar to Bale and Gary Oldman,
yeah.
dude, in Dark Knight. So I think Pattinson is a very eye actor. He uses his eyes a lot, but I just think even that chase scene with the Penguin, how long are you going to show that car rev up for? I loved it, but
there were some choices, you know, that they could have, you know, neglected. But I liked the movie.
I liked it too.
I
liked
loved it.
too.
I mean, I give it an A+. But COVID messed that movie up.
Batman Begins or the Batman?
Oh,
And there's no wrong answer.
Oh.
I say Begins.
Yeah, I mean, I did like Bale's Batman has that annoying voice.
Not because of the voice, because Pattinson had that sometimes.
Yeah.
But I think it was so fresh.
Yeah, and I mean, when it came out, we hadn't had a Batman movie in 8 years.
And in the Batman, did he really solve any crimes? I don't think he really did.
Well, you really think this is him early in his career.
Yeah.
And he's probably inadvertently caused more problems than he solved.
That's the story of Batman in general.
Yeah, because the thing is, you know, that like a lot of people say, hey, this guy wasn't here until you showed up.
True. Facts.
And it's the thing is, it's a lot of, you know, oh my God, we got Batman, I got to take him down, so I got to get all fucked up. And really, his villain, his rogues gallery, they're crazy, they're insane people. So the thing is,
do you think Paul Dano was a great Riddler, but do you think the Riddler was the wrong choice for the first film?
No, I thought he was an excellent choice.
In my opinion, I think a lot of the average fan base is gonna be like, they're just copying Joker.
No, he's not. They're not copying Joker.
I know, but you know,
Riddler.
I've heard that and I've seen that, so that's out there.
Riddler
Even that interrogation scene in the police station, it's very reminiscent.
Yeah, it is.
I think they're paying homage to it a little bit.
Yeah, and
it's also in the comics.
Yeah, and the thing is, the Riddler made Batman use his mind, which we never saw a detective side of Batman. Batman Begins a little bit, you know, but this here was really Batman using his detective skill.
I hope we get Mad Hatter for the second one.
That would be cool.
I really don't know much about him. Who is the Mad Hatter?
Mad Hatter's basically, you know, he takes that Alice in Wonderland character to like the nth degree.
Would it
and
work?
He can control people.
Oh, that's
cards,
okay.
Yeah.
Wait, I didn't know that. So that's strange for this universe. Do you think that would read in this normalish universe?
Possibly, like mind control or something like that, or controlling somebody
through like
shock therapy or
Scarecrow
whatever.
did the spray.
The fear gas, yeah, he did it in Batman Begins.
And he was such a man. Cillian Murphy really killed that role.
Oh, I loved it. And he tried out for Batman too.
Dude, that's why he's in every Nolan movie. He's gonna be in what's it called? Oppenheim?
Yeah, Oppenheimer.
Yeah, dude, I can't wait. can't wait just to see Nolan and the team back together.
And I really got to watch Peaky Blinders. You've been telling me about it. We watched that that one episode, and I was like, okay, yeah.
Bro, Peaky Blinders, you see a side of like TV, film, and it's just such a good story, even if it's not accurate 100%, but it shows the strength of how good Cillian Murphy is, and you see a bunch of supporting actors that are just great. And they were talking about this on Film Threat. Why do you think there's so many actors coming out of the UK? Why is it just the system they have there? More opportunity?
You also have to think they train their actors differently. You know, they have academies there. Like I think the British Royal Academy of Acting or Royal Dramatic
they invest
Arts.
a lot. Yeah,
yeah. So they invest a lot in the arts, and plus they teach the classics. You know, a lot of plays that they do, a lot of Shakespeare. You know, so you're learning the classics. You're learning,
would be the fundamentals for sports.
Exactly. So that's the fundamentals that they're working, and they just approach it differently. You know, because a lot of actors don't get typecast over there. Like you can have one guy in like an action movie, or he can go do different things. Here, you do a series for like 5 to 10 years. That's all people see you as.
Yeah.
You know, like
Bale said, I don't know if you saw that GQ explaining his movies. It just came out on YouTube, but he said his goal was people to assume he was American.
Yeah, and he did it.
People still think he's an American, so when he speaks.
But see, I remember him in Empire of the Sun back in '87.
Dude, great film. He talks about that on the GQ interview.
He and John Malkovich, yeah.
You know, he said the best actors are children, just because
they can soak up.
But what gets ruined is when someone's like, hey, no, try it this way. Actually, you're not doing it right. Don't mess with the kid. They're innocent. You can get a real performance out of it.
Exactly.
Same thing I think can be said for adults. Directors, I assume, just want to act like they know what they're doing, give you direction because they think they have to. Sports coaches.
Well,
when do you think
with coaching with a director, he may have a certain vision in mind when he reads that script.
Exactly. With Matt Reeves, every scene, every line, every look, storyboard.
And he's probably thinking, okay, let's get 4 or 5 different takes on it.
Yeah, true.
You know, and the thing is, that's how a lot of editors shape a movie. Editing,
dude. Editing is where the magic happens.
Yeah, I mean, look at Star Wars. There was a cut of Star Wars they say that was really horrible. That is just like it's slow.
Was the one they
boring.
released better?
Well, yeah, it is.
Which one?
Okay. There's a page called Minty Comedic Arts, and I actually got to see a clip of some of this cut.
Is it Force Awakens?
No, it was the original Star Wars.
Oh shit.
And I saw a little bit of it, and I'm like, yeah, that would never have played. It's very slow moving and heavy on exposition, and the one that we got was, it just flowed, because the thing is, people don't have, so much time to, for story and explanation.
Yeah, and
you kind of have to get moving,
and George Lucas basically in the second one didn't have that planned out with the, I am your father. Basically.
No.
So it developed into that.
Pretty much.
That's why it was kind of awkward when Leia and Luke kissed. It's like, wait a minute, what's going on here?
Yeah.
A lot of...
Because they didn't know.
Parody porns are made from that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But do you think there's a new Star Wars movie being developed, isn't there?
Yeah, I know Kevin Feige is supposed to be producing one. I think
that
Rian Johnson.
I can't believe he has that much energy.
Yeah, hey man, it's just how some people are passionate. He skipped his own prom to go and watch Back to the Future 3.
Dude, he's probably like me. He didn't have a date.
No, he didn't have a date.
My school didn't have a prom.
Really?
It was a small private school.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, but Kevin Feige, man, I respect the hell out of him. But DC, real quick. Black Adam still coming out. New trailer came out. Superman, I'm hoping he comes in at a cameo.
Yeah. I hope he does too. I mean, The Rock, I think he'll do a great job.
He's gonna bring it, man.
It's good to see him just play like an anti-hero, one that doesn't give a fuck,
And I want people to play the role that want to play that role.
Yeah, and he's been wanting to do this for I don't know how long.
And he made it happen.
Yeah, and he's trying to get. I think Henry Cavill's coming back as Superman because The Rock wanted him to.
So damn, is it official or rumor?
I think it's a rumor, but I know he's been trying to get Henry Cavill back.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't even know why they even thought about getting rid of him in the first place. He's about the closest to Reeve, and he's a great Superman.
I think it's a couple of things. It's one, they think he's old, which is not, age is not the same as it used to be back in the day. People
I mean, 40 was the death knell, I remember back in the 80s.
Also, not just that, it's people were drinking and eating whatever the fuck they wanted.
And fitness wasn't a higher priority.
And now we focus on mental too.
Yeah, so, focus on mental and as well as the physical.
Ben Affleck's proven that. Like he focused on his physical, mental,
and he's coming back for Batman.
Dude, I love it.
I love it too.
But I'm still confused why Bale didn't get that opportunity.
Well, you never know.
Because remember, he said he wanted to play. If they asked him, he said he would have played it.
But here's the thing: I would love for him to be a multiverse Batman, one of the multiverse Batman. He can do it now that they're doing the multiverse.
It's what's going on with that Flash, everything. How are they going to pull that off?
I do not know, man.
I don't really care about the Flash, but I hope they can pull it off. Because Bale looks young, and Thor: Love and Thunder, he said with gore he didn't go method.
Yeah, and we all see that he does in most of his parts, but
he did great.
Yeah, I mean, and with Batman, and Affleck, he's coming back. It sucks that Keaton, they kind of gets the shaft here.
I think he's okay with it. I think.
Well, hey, I mean, pay or play deal.
I think he got paid.
Yeah.
He at this point in his career, I think he's just there. He's such a good person, and you hear this stuff about, unfortunately, like Bill Murray being kind of like a sleazeball.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, why is everyone hating on Chevy Chase? Quentin Tarantino said the reason he likes Chevy Chase movies more than Bill Murray movies back in the day is because they never try to redeem Chevy Chase's character at the end. He's the doofus in the beginning. He's the doofus at the end. In the last 20 minutes of a lot of Bill Murray movies, I like his movies, but in a lot of comedies, even Hangover, remember, last 20 minutes, they're undoing everything they did wrong.
Yeah.
That's not what a comedy is originally.
Yeah, but it's like a comedy with heart. They try to inject a lot of heart into those comedies.
And Todd Phillips is a big indie guy and big storyteller. And I don't agree with Bobby's World. I think Joker 2 is going to be good. I don't know why some people hate on Joker.
I like Joker.
I did too.
I don't know.
Some people.
I'm eager to see how. I mean, and Lady Gaga is Harley Quinn.
Dude, I didn't even know that. I was gonna get. Dude, it's perfect.
Yeah, it is. It's very perfect casting. I mean, I'm looking at that going, wow, that is just perfect casting. It's supposed to be a musical.
Dude, what if? I mean, it wouldn't have worked. But what if Ezra Miller was still the Flash? He would go into Joaquin's time, get Harley Quinn and Joker, bring it back to Robert Pattinson's Batman. But that'd be two Jokers.
But here's the thing that's happened before. Crisis on Infinite Earths.
So but before we get into like the multiverse or focusing just on that Batman Matt Reeves universe, it looks like he's just having a lot of villains in general be in the background. You feel their energy. Yeah, I like that.
To me, that's the way you're supposed to do it.
That's how I remember the older ones.
Not
like that discreetly, but they're all in the room together. But you knew,
like with Billy D. Williams, he was supposed to be Two-Face, and then he didn't come back. Who's that? Billy D. Williams was Lando Calrissian.
Ooh,
and he was in the original Batman as Harvey Dent.
Harvey.
And he was supposed to be, Two-Face eventually.
Tommy Lee Jones butchered his Two-Face, in my opinion.
Yeah, he did. Over the top. Very over the top.
You know why I think he went over the top? I think he got influenced by Jim Carrey.
Well, he hated Jim Carrey.
Yeah, I don't know how you could hate Jim Carrey.
It was a Joel Schumacher movie, and Schumacher was.
I like Joel. Maybe he messed up, but I like Joel. He admitted.
Hey, Lost Boys.
But I think he
Lost Boys, baby.
But he's got to stop apologizing. He did it.
Well, he
apologized.
God rest his soul.
Oh, he died. When?
He was like 16, 17. He died?
Sorry, I have brain injuries. My bad, Joel. Rest in peace. But bro, I just hope with the Batman, because you think they're gonna leap a couple years ahead.
Maybe.
I think they will.
Yeah, leap a couple years ahead. Batman is more experienced.
Because he was supposed to be 28 in this one, 29.
Maybe even younger, maybe a little younger.
They made him look really young.
Yeah, so
You can really see it.
maybe about 25, 26.
Yeah. And then I can easily see him being maybe 33 in the next one. I think that'd be a good medium.
Or maybe even 30. But see, they already did that with Batman Begins.
How old was he in Begins, you said?
He was 29, and then he had his 30th birthday.
Dude, I'm pretty sure I'm the same age as Bale when he made Begins. That's crazy.
Yeah.
He passed away at 28. The genius that that kid had at 28 years old, man.
Well, yeah.
A lot of that, in my opinion, I'm going to get a lot of backlash, but a lot of that came from drugs, in my opinion. The genius. I mean, it is what it is, but Philip Seymour Hoffman, he was addicted to heroin. Great actor.
Got sober at 22.
Who?
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Then he relapsed, unfortunately. And that happens. And if you're struggling, go get help.
Yeah.
But they addressed that, and even in the Batman with the drops, the drop heads, you know, I thought it was kind of cheesy the way they call it. Just call it, you know, heroin, man. Call it what it is. But I don't know. What are you looking forward to, baby?
Let me see. As far as movies, I am looking forward to, the Marvel slate, which got delayed.
Real quick, did you see that Olivia Wilde movie? What's like the controversy with that?
Oh, that was her and Shia LaBeouf saying like he got fired and he says he left. And
did you see the interview with him and John Barenthal or whatever his name is?
John Bernthal?
Yeah, badass actor.
Yeah, Punisher.
Dude.
And I think he might be coming back.
Dude, the one with Harry Styles, Sorry Darling, like apparently she got jealous that the chemistry between the main actress and Harry Styles was getting close, so she swooped in. Isn't that, if that was a guy director, where's that double standard?
Hey, man, she's the boss, dude. I mean, her and Florence Pugh, who played Yelena Belova in Black Widow. Yeah, I mean, I'm eager to see that movie.
I still think it's messed up the way she treated Jason Sudeikis.
Well, we don't really know the whole story.
Bro, he went on an interview show with a Harry Styles type haircut with the man bun, and he's like, yeah, my wife wanted me to just do it like this. She was looking at me, she put it up, and like a month later, they got divorced. Poor guy, man. But, dude, I love Sudeikis because, you know what? Ted Lasso has launched the guy who plays Roy Kent to Hercules.
Yeah.
That one dude has been in Venom, the Venom 2 at the end, post-credit scene.
Oh, yeah. And Hannah Waddingham was in Hocus Pocus 2.
How'd you like Hocus Pocus 2? Did you watch it?
I'm still...
I thought it was a little woke, diverse.
Well, I'm still working my way through it.
So it's slow.
Yeah, it's slow.
They look great. Sarah Jessica Parker looks great.
Oh, yeah. She's always been
I never knew that was her.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, dude.
I never knew that was her.
She's always looked great to me. I remember her way back when, and I'm going to date myself here, as I often do. I remember it was a show that she was on called Square Pegs, and she played a geek.
Do you consider her hot?
I think she is. I mean, I just like those eyes.
What about the nose?
I can deal with it.
I think it works with her.
Yeah. And they're talking about she has a horse face. I'm like, fuck that.
That's the hottest horse I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's a stallion, but a woman version. And what do you want to close out with?
Well, I mean, hey, if you're a video game fan, they got the Cowabunga collection. Ninja Turtles, man, has been tearing it up. Ninja Turtles Cowabunga collection and Shredder's Revenge. Shredder's Revenge has been out a while, but the physical edition just came out.
You know what we should do? We should have like a tournament for a couple of games, and any fans that want to come in, we'll do a little, we'll play online, and then we'll have a pool at the end, and we'll take you to a Rockets game or whatever seasons and whatever sports in season. We'll take you guys, the winner. We'll figure it out, though. That'd be pretty cool.
Oh, yeah, dude. And or it's like if they can beat us in something,
I'll get my ass kicked.
But yeah, I mean, and also this is a month where, of course, it's Halloween. Halloween Ends comes out on Friday.
Okay.
On Peacock and theaters.
Dude, Halloween, I'm watching a bunch of scary movies. Have you been watching scary movies?
I watched Fright Night, the original Fright Night, 1985, with Chris Sarandon, William Ragsdale.
I'm going to watch it.
That was, that movie scared the shit out of me.
What kind of, how though? Is it more? suspenseful.
It is. It's kind of like a horror comedy. Roddy McDowall from Planet of the Apes is in it. Played the Mad Hatter on Batman the Animated Series. It was a movie where it flew under the radar a bit, but not when it came out.
Is it a cult classic?
Yes, it is.
I miss those.
And the thing is, this was a movie here that, I mean, it's just so good. I actually got to meet Chris Sarandon and talk to him about, his character, Jerry Dandridge.
Comic-Con?
Yeah. It was at a Comic-Con, I believe, in San Antonio. And he's also Jack Skellington in Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh, no shit?
Yeah. And so I got to talk to him about it, and it's just interesting how he implemented, real life knowledge about bats.
Yeah.
Like his character Jerry Dandridge was supposed to be a vampire, but he had a lot of fruit bat in his DNA because only a small.
He was gay?
No, fruit.
I'm kidding.
Well, actually, now that you say it,
nothing wrong with it. I was just making a joke.
No. But his caretaker, there's some homoerotic undertones with him and his caretaker.
Hey, whatever.
And so, but the thing is, he's a fruit bat because if you watch, his character's always eating apples.
Is that subtext or something?
Well, it's just a fruit bat. Yeah.
Okay, shit.
Because, the small part of a very, very, very small part of the bat population is vampiric.
Yeah. I didn't know that, actually.
And, he and I were talking about that. And, I was like, yeah, because I was like, what was the deal with the apples? Was he a fruit bat? And he was like, yeah, he was a fruit bat.
Speaking of bats and vampires, I saw the original Dracula with Bela Lugosi.
Oh, dude, that's...
Bro, I kind of look like him from the side with it's pretty good. But he had a sad life.
Ooh, Lugosi?
Dude, he got addicted to morphine.
Like opiates?
Opiates. And back in that time, you can get it like by the gallon.
But because they weren't, back during those times, it was the new shit.
Well, also, I think if they...
And they really didn't know.
I think they should...
I think Edgar Allan Poe was addicted to opium.
Well, dude, I think if they let that come back in a way, it would actually help a lot of people just because they would be getting clean things. It would be a choice, survival of the fittest. The problem with illicit substances is that you're not getting consistent product. Every pill you probably buy illegally is from the cartel.
Well, and also you don't really know what you're getting.
Exactly.
Well, it's like just like with LSD.
Yeah, I know. No matter who you think you're getting it from, stick to the stuff that grows in the ground. But
man-made drugs. Oh, God.
But everything can be man-altered too. Even marijuana is altered.
Yeah, with the whole CBD.
Well, real weed is not supposed to look how it is. It's supposed to look like the Mexican dry weed.
Yeah.
But hey, if you can make it better, just make our crops better, make our vegetables better. I don't want to hear I can't eat the skin on my apple. I like that crunch.
Yeah, the skin on the apple is great.
But bro, if you get a dirty apple and you take that knife, you start seeing all the dirt come off of it.
Or just take it and wash it, man. I mean, and there's probably also the overuse of pesticides too.
But I prefer it. No, yeah, that's true. But at the same time, don't we need that?
Yeah, but I guess what I'm saying is we need pesticides, but not so much.
Yeah, I mean, dude, in one of the wars, when people are having a lot of diseases, they were just walking through all these like pesticides and just getting, but these pesticides, they adapt, they stop working. So they have to develop something strong or something different. So I'm a big believer in, letting yourself decide what you want to put in your body. If you want a juice, if you want to take a vitamin.
Human rights.
Human fucking rights. What do you want to do with your body as a woman?
Yeah.
It's your choice. But
it's the government, once again, trying to control us.
Yeah, we're not sheep. And you see how that happened. You see what's going on in Iran right now, man. People are suffering. And people here are like, hey, no, you should. They don't understand the Middle East. And they're like, the hijab, the scarf, you're empowered if you wear it. Women in Iran don't want to wear it. That's why that girl got killed. She got thrown into the car. The police, not the real, like the religious police, So I got arrested in Iran for having alcohol. I could still be locked up there if I wasn't lucky.
Yeah.
Can you imagine me? I'm like coming back, like all bearded up. It's like, whoa, sunlight. People got to take a step back and realize how lucky we have it here and stop dividing each other up, man. Even with like entertainment, just because a TV show is not for you, it's targeted to kids, Miss Marvel. Just because it's She-Hulk, targeted to like more female, it's not for you. Don't hate on it like that. Critique it for what it needs to be critiqued on. CGI could be better. Story could be maybe a little better. But don't hate on it just to hate on it. Before an episode came out of She-Hulk,
bombed.
Yeah. I don't know. My takeaway is stop listening. For me, I stopped listening to a lot of those people because I started to notice when I didn't and I watched it on my own, I would have my own, takeaways from it, but I'd still come to my own conclusions of what I liked and what I didn't like. And it was different from what a lot of these critics are saying.
Yeah. I mean, and you just have to go with your gut, seek things out for yourself.
Unless you're fat and you're trying to diet, don't go with your gut.
Yeah.
Don't get that sandwich.
But, it's just people are people. Like Depeche Mode said, people are people.
Dude, are they ever going to be on tour again?
Yeah, next year.
Are they coming here?
They're coming to San Antonio.
Should we go?
Possibly.
Dude, I want to go. I always want to see.
You've never seen Depeche Mode?
Not live. I just got introduced to them 2 years back.
Damn.
Dude, that's good. I love finding shit out like that. I don't want to know everything. I want to learn new. It's like, damn.
Well, I mean, but the thing is, look, there was a time when I was introduced to the new shit, but
new shit.
Yeah, but I mean, Depeche Mode is fucking awesome.
David Gahan, baby.
Yep, and their keyboardist Andy Fletcher just died.
What? Old age, drugs.
I think he had a heart issue.
Damn, rest in peace.
Yeah, but I've seen them 3 times, man. I mean, been great every time.
What's your favorite? One of your favorite songs?
I like "Shake the Disease."
I haven't heard that one yet.
Yeah, you should. You should.
I like Ocean Kingdom. It's No Good. They played It's No Good in Aquaman.
Let me see.
You know who played the Black Manta in Aquaman? What was it?
Yatin Abdul.
Yeah, dude. I think he should have been recast as T'Challa.
I think he was on that list.
He would have been good because he would have brought something different.
Yeah.
I think we can kind of get into it a little bit. I think Wakanda Forever is going to look great. I think it's going to be a great story. But to me, I think it's just like a NFL football team who loses their quarterback, and they have the wide receiver, tight end, they have an offensive line, a running back, but they don't have the quarterback. Is there? You see what I'm saying here?
Yeah, and you can look at it that way.
Why not? Why not?
I mean, I'm saying you can. I'm saying you can look at it that way
sorry.
because Chadwick Boseman was such a huge presence. Such a huge presence.
And the whole cast loved him.
And his legend only grew. I mean, like with the work that he did, after Black Panther, in between, Black Panther and stuff like that. He did that Ma Rainey's movie on Netflix. You should check that out. I mean, he did,
I thought you meant like off the, like donating and like giving back.
I mean, I think he was also doing that too, but I'm just saying, like, his acting work.
Dude, he was James Brown, Jackie Robinson.
I mean, so the thing is, this guy was, dude, we were going to be talking about him for a long time.
Dude, one of my favorite scenes of him in Avengers or Captain America Civil War is when Bucky gets brainwashed again, and then he's not in his uniform, and then he, like, jumps from the stairs, and he just gets up, like, and they play that Wakanda, like, Black Panther. It's such a badass scene. And then the ring to the arm, it's like, he knows it's vibranium. Is the metal in Wolverine stronger than vibranium?
I've heard it is. I've heard, they kind of go back and forth with it, like whether adamantium is stronger than vibranium. And they're saying that vibranium may replace adamantium.
They're just not going to, they're just going to say that's the same thing now?
Well, they're just going to say that vibranium is the dominant metal, rare metal.
I think that would be a mistake. I think they should have both.
Because adamantium is what makes Wolverine.
Yeah.
It's a part of him. So
also, it gives you multiple things to work with,
Yeah, like which is stronger.
Like
that debate. Yeah, but I mean, it's not set in stone yet. I just heard a rumor that they were possibly going to do it. But back to Depeche Mode, I do like what do you call it? People are people.
Do they perform are they great live or are they
decent?
Some people suck.
They're pretty good live. Let me see. There's another song. What do you call that? See You. You know, Just Can't Get Enough, which Dave Gahan hates. He really hates that song.
Why?
It's just that I don't think he really I think probably just he's done it so much, and it was just everywhere at a time. That was like the song that got them, you know, in the 80s.
I get it, but I mean, you would have to assume if you were him, man, I got so much other good shit. Let me play that.
Yeah, and that's possibly what he's talking about, you know.
But you got to play the classics.
Oh yeah, of course.
Do you think the same goes for comedians if they do a bit for years?
Well,
like Bert Kreischer does The Machine everywhere he goes.
And what's his name? Pablo Francisco does Little Tortilla Boy.
But it's like, yeah, I guess people want to hear that. But at the same time,
do new stuff.
Comedy is a little different, right?
Yeah, way different. You can't have a joke that you just go back to, because everybody knows that people want to see new stuff. That's why Dave Chappelle is so.
He'll come up with it on the. He'll just like go through a story and then come with a conclusion of them.
He can think off the cuff.
He's different, man.
Yeah, and you know Chris Rock too. You know he's always thinking of something new.
Chris Rock is a genius in my opinion. Even everybody hates
Chris.
Bring
the Pain?
No, I haven't.
Oh, that's the special that really changed comedy, and changed a lot.
Was
of
it
things
before or
him.
after Raw?
This is about 9 years after Eddie Murphy Raw.
Eddie Murphy, if he stuck with it more, do you think he would still be?
Oh fuck yeah, he was talking about going to stand up. The thing with Eddie Murphy was
because Charlie was great.
Oh yeah, the thing with Eddie Murphy, his movie success got in the way of the stand up comedy.
That's why I like Bowfinger, because it kind of showed that side of him.
Yeah.
It's like they're kind of spoofing that character, and you see Downey in that movie. He's a little chubby right before Iron Man. It's Bowfinger, underrated comedy.
Oh yeah, and you know the thing is, Eddie Murphy was talking about going back to stand up.
Go.
I would love to see him do.
Even
some
if you
stand-up.
bomb, who gives a fuck? You're gonna bomb your first. You could work material out.
Yeah, go to the comedy store,
and that gives people who are trying to come up hope.
Yeah.
There's like tapes of Richard Pryor just working material out, drinking. You can hear the ice.
Well, he also bombed.
You have to.
Well, it was basically in the 60s. He was trying to be something that he wasn't.
What do you mean?
He was trying to be like Bill Cosby.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and he was just like, what the fuck am I doing?
Was that his younger years? Yeah. Okay, well that's very common for a lot of starting.
And he was like, what the fuck am I doing? This is not me. And so Paul Mooney helped him develop.
Paul
his
Mooney, rest
style.
in peace.
Yeah,
he is hilarious.
I loved him on the Chappelle Show.
Not just with stand-up comedy, just like when he would give you a response, like he's just so dry and beautiful.
Did I ever tell you the time I met him? I was 2006. He was performing over at the Improv, and whenever a comedian performs over at the Improv, they always stay at the Hotel Derek.
Okay.
And
Hotel Derek comedians every time they're in Houston.
Pretty much. And so there was some people honking. Like, who the fuck
could be Post Oak now.
Yeah, it was on Westheimer actually. So all of a sudden I see this guy waving. I'm like, wait a minute, that's Paul Mooney. And so I was like, hey, Mr. Mooney, what's going on? And he's like, hey there, young man, how you doing? And
no way.
Yeah. And so and
Is he tall?
Kind of, sort of. And so I was driving a Monte Carlo, 1980 Monte Carlo at the time, and he was asking me about my car. And he was like, is that your car, man? He's like, this is a badass car. And I was like, no. It's like,
a personal motherfucker.
Yeah, dude. And I'm just like, oh, wow. I'm like, yeah. He was like, I was like, well, I drive it. And, I don't really officially own it and stuff like that. And he was like, you want to hold on to it? And I'm like, well, possibly could. And so we just left it at that.
Dude, one of the jokes I heard from him on Chappelle Show, the first time I got introduced to him, because I was younger, so I got introduced to him through Chappelle Show, basically. Then I started to get to know everything else he had done and who he worked for Pryor and stuff. But, dude, he had this one take. I'm starting a show called Good Morning Black America. It'll air at noon. I'm just like, man, he's not afraid to make fun of himself.
No.
And that's the thing, bro. People, these comedians, it's starting to weed them out. They will take the low-hanging fruit political views. You saw a lot of that with Trump. It's just like, I don't care if you're for him or against him. Please it's not funny, Jimmy Kimmel. It's not funny, Stephen Colbert. Am I wrong?
But I like that.
That's why Trevor Noah's gone, bro. He's like, fuck this.
Well, to me, Trevor Noah's at his best when he's not trying to be funny.
I think he's his best when he doesn't have to do political shit.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean,
when he's political shit.
Well, when he's not trying to be funny, I mean, Trevor Noah's at his best to me.
Because he's also very smart.
And that's the thing. I mean, he grew up in apartheid, in South Africa.
Yeah, and for him having to because when he was on that show, he was bashing Trump, but then he started to even it out, and I don't think they like that.
Mm-mm.
But the ratings tell the whole story with like these talk show hosts and Fallon, Kimmel. I like one of them. I can't think of his name, but they're all mediocre numbers, bro. And there's a reason for that. One, the interview is not 10 minutes. It's like 5 minutes break, 5 minutes break. That's not what people want anymore.
Yeah, I think they want something that flows a little more.
And they try to do it, but
I haven't watched a late night talk show in a while. So.
And even when I see like a actor on YouTube that was on one of those shows, I'll watch a little bit of it, but I get more out of it from an interview that actually lasts without a break or a gimmick band. I get it. There's a lot of jobs for those people, but I think Kimmel just signed a new 3-4 year deal.
Yeah, it's
hard to turn down money. I get it, but if he started a podcast, bro, he would be making he'd be having
what Adam Carolla did.
Even Conan,
well, I think Conan does have a podcast.
Yeah, dude, everyone's happier. Carolla, everyone's going on his podcast. TJ Miller was just on there.
Yeah, he's talking about Ryan Reynolds.
What'd you think about him saying Ryan Reynolds is too? I mean, dude, Ryan Reynolds apparently in character said something rude to TJ Miller on the set of Deadpool, but
well, was it in character?
Probably not.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, look,
if you piss off Ryan Reynolds, that's hard.
Yeah, because he comes across, but you just never know, man. Neither of us were there.
Well, that's true, because if you're that good, you got to have a level of just professionalism.
Well, and also, I mean, look, there are several people in that industry who are very insecure.
I think everybody's insecure.
Exactly. So the thing is, for him to say that to him, is fucked up.
Yeah, but I appreciate TJ Miller just
being candid.
Yeah, and like he didn't want to stay on Silicon Valley. They wanted to give him a paycheck, but just say he's in an opium den and kick him off the show. Basically, give him a paycheck. He's like, no, I want to go be in movies. Then the movie thing kind of died down. He's like, well, my thing is comedy, stand up, and he's still doing stand up. Yeah. So he has so many skills. That's something I respect.
But also, TJ Miller, like in the first 2 Deadpools, I mean, he stole the show.
Dude, he stole the show in that one movie where
Extract
was good.
Yeah, he was good.
Remember when they played in the airport? And that one dude who's friends with Seth Rogen played in that movie.
Jay Baruchel?
Yeah.
Oh, she's out of your league.
Yeah, dude, he was like Stainer. Dude, me and Sam laughed. We knew this guy was hilarious just from that one line.
I remember him in Extract. He played like the band member.
Mike Judge film, right?
Yeah.
Dude, Mike Judge, man. Love him. But Jason, roll this out.
All right, guys, if you like what you heard, like, subscribe, share on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram.